Hey, this is Bishop Jackson. I'm on Affinity Xtra, the greatest radio show, the greatest radio station you are ever going to find in your whole lifetime. Please keep rolling with us. This is 2021. We need your big support. Please connect with us on any platform you possibly can. Remember that we're running on Spotify and we've also got the app, so you need to connect with that, okay? This is Bishop Jackson on Rock Solid. I'm not telling you not to support anybody else, but you better come to me first. Hey, these next few couple weeks that we're going to be looking at is just emphasizing and looking at one of the heroes of my life, which is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. How is it that all we know is I have a dream? Why is it that the media, the BBC, love to just drop on I have a dream? You know why? They're scared of showing you the real Dr. King. They said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. You ever know that Dr. King said that? Did you ever know that Dr. King said that? Dr. King said some radical things that people tried to throw him under the bus with the things that he said. And so I want to let you understand that Dr. King is a more four-dimensional character than this. You know that Dr. Bernice King, Elder Bernice King, is still running the King Center. She's still running the legacy of Coretta and Dr. King. And over the next few weeks, they're going to be doing some seminars that point you towards justice, that point you towards civil rights. You know, in the day that we are living with Black Lives Matters rising up so high and the civil rights challenge that we have around the world, not just America, around the world, need to allow us to see together that Dr. King's legacy is more than just an American story. It's a global story. Dr. King inspires us to think about change that we can participate in. You know, that same day when he gave the speech, I Have a Dream, John Lewis's speech was even stronger than Dr. King's, but they never show you John Lewis's speech. They never tell you about the moment when he says, I have a dream, that was inspired sermonizing that I think Aretha Franklin shouts up to him. I think it's either Mahalia Jackson or Aretha Franklin. I wasn't there at the time, so I can't tell you that I was there. But the rumor is it that they said when Dr. King was going on with this long speech, because the speech is long, you only hear 2 minutes of I Have a Dream. In the middle of it, it's either Mahalia Jackson or Aretha Franklin shouts up to him to get him to preach. Shout, what about the dream? What about the dream? And that is what ignites Dr. King to preach about the dream. And this is a classic way of him getting into his sermonizing. I always like to repeat him because he loves to repeat good sayings. I like to repeat what he says. He says, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. And when you hear those words, you need to understand this. No matter how many lies are told in our pulpits, in our pews, in our governments, whoever tells the lies, it will die. It will die. So I want you to understand this. When we go through these weeks, as we honor Dr. King, we are honoring the truth. We are lifting the truth out of impoverished situations. Many years ago, Dr. King says, all of this food wasted could go into the hungry bellies of those in our countries that are less fortunate than ourselves. I want to also examine what Michael Eric Dyson talks about when he thinks about April the 4th, 1968. And that is the day that they murdered Dr. King. They like to tell you they called the name assassination because it sounds a little bit more sweeter. But when you think about him being murdered, you ask yourself the question, why? So that is the context of what I'm going to talk about, also reflecting on his sacrifice. Greater love hath no man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friends. I am not deifying Dr. King. I am telling you that he is a human being of distinction, a great human being who stood head and shoulders above the crisis and called out for justice as a drum major. We're going to be looking at a few more of his sermons, his beautiful sermons that he preached. And we're going to be getting deeper than just the I Have a Dream. We're also going to be talking about, okay, if Dr. King was here today, what would he tell us to do? Where would we go from here? And that's his beautiful book that we have from him, which is Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community. And that book was forwarded by Coretta Scott King. And the Michael Eric Dyson books before us as well, which is I May Not Get There With You. And also Dr. King's Knock at Midnight. So we got a lot to talk about. I'm tripping over myself to say I love Dr. King. And I love him not because he's an angel, but because he's a real person and he made a real sacrifice. And he brings us a great example of human dignity, devotion, determination. Amen. God bless you. This is Bishop Jackson on Affinity Xtra, where we're doing extraordinary things. Watch out for Rock Solid in these next 2 or 3 episodes. I don't know, I might do 5 episodes. I love Dr. King. God bless you.